Hi everyone, I'm Liz, and welcome back to Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch for Flosstube episode 32. Welcome back. It's another Sunday afternoon. Well, for you, it's Sunday morning for me. Yeah, welcome back. I have so much to share with you today. I'm very excited. For the first time ever, I decided to participate in one of the cross stitch event / challenges that's going around. I've never done a mania or, well, hold on. I guess I did do Sampler September. Okay. Never mind, don't listen to me. Anyways, I saw people talking about March Madness, Stitchy March Madness, and I was watching a video by Steel City Stitchers, and they mentioned getting ready for it. And so I watched their kind of what it is video, which if you don't know what Stitchy March Madness is, I will link their video in the description box below, and they will explain it all in detail. I'm going to tell you about what I'm doing and how I'm doing March Madness, which I think is pretty close to how they're doing it. But if you want to go watch their video, I'll link it below. And yeah, I'm really excited about it, which means I'm going to be working on a lot of different things over the next few weeks. So I think it'll be fun. So we're going to go over that today. I also have a finish that I want to show you guys, and a lot of fun projects that I worked on this week. Well, just 3, but I have 3 whips to show you. It's a really cool haul. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna get into it. Okay, so first up this week, I want to share with you my finish. I finished my I Heart You quilt top. I'm so excited about it. I'll hold it up here. But I'll also insert a video of the whole thing since, you know, oh my gosh, I love it. I got the missing fabrics that I needed in the middle of last week. Stuff has finally started to arrive after our, week and a half of no mail. So I got the fabrics I was missing, and on Friday I came into the sewing room to sit down and I was like, you know what? I think I can finish this by tomorrow. So let's get going. And I totally did. I sat down yesterday and sewed the quilt top together, and I just love how it turned out. And I already booked an appointment to go get it quilted, and oh, I'm so excited. Yeah, this one I am making specifically to hang on the wall. It's going to end up being about 55 by 61 finished. So it's a little bit small for my preference as like a couch quilt, because I like them super long to cover my toes. And yeah, but I just think this quilt is gorgeous, and I want it hanging on my wall as just a bright, fun, cheerful kind of Valentine's into spring, summer. So as soon as this gets quilted, it's going up on my wall. I don't care that we're past Valentine's. It's just cheerful and bright and happy, and I'm very excited to get it done. So I think I booked an appointment for March 20th to go get it quilted. So it'll be a few weeks before I can show it to you fully finished. So let me just remind you, I showed this I think a couple videos ago, but this is the backing. Just these like little scattered red hearts on a cream fabric. Yeah. Oh my gosh, so cute. And then I have the binding fabric somewhere here. Woo. Oh yes. I got so many comments about how unusual this color is, and I do think it is, but I think it's gonna be so cool. It's just like the edge of this quilt. So I can't wait to get it all quilted and bound, and hopefully this looks cute. If not, I'll change it out for something else. But yeah, that's my I Heart You quilt. And if you're interested in the pattern, it's still available as PDF, and I think probably hard copy as well, but I bought the PDF, so I'll link it down below. And I'll list the fabrics I use. The solids you can still get, but I don't think the prints are available anymore because I bought them years ago. So yeah, but if you have questions, feel free to ask me in the comments, and thank you. Why am I saying thank you? Because anyways, that's my I Heart You quilt. Woo! Okay, so now let me share with you the whips that I worked on this week. I continued to work on my Hip Hop Chalkfull. Just love those little bunnies. They're so fun to stitch. I am almost out of white, the chalk. I think I have some more skeins. I think I have like 6 strands left, and I don't think that's gonna get me to the finish line, but here is where I'm at. Oh, it's so cute. I just have the last little bunny and all the little pink flowers, this carrot, and to fill in the jar. So I think I'm probably like 75% of the way there. I was really hoping to maybe be able to finish this one this week, but this one is the one that I really only work on during my lunch breaks and occasionally in the evening when we're watching TV. So I think even though I have plans for next week for March Madness, I think this probably will still stay as my lunchtime project. We'll see. We'll see how much I can actually like realistically work on this, but I do want to get this one done in the next few weeks. So it'll probably stay as a lunchtime project until I finish it up. And then I can fully finish it on my cute little board that I got from Homestead Needleworks that I showed you a while back, and put it up on my entry table. And it'll be my first real spring decoration because I've never really stitched spring specific things before. I have a lot of summer and a lot of Christmas, but no spring. And well, a couple of fall things now, but not a lot. Those are the 2 seasons where I'm lacking a little bit. So yeah, anyways, that is Hip Hop Chalkfull. Okay, so my next whip was Tribute to Summer by Stacy Nash. And I just put probably about a day or 2 more time into this one. And here is where I'm at. I worked the whole right side of the border down to the corner there and added more on that inner border to kind of make sure everything was aligned, which luckily so far everything is still aligned. I think I did a few more letters and some more of that grass around the rooster. And yeah, I just love how this one's turning out. This one is on a 40 count. Ooh, I'll probably have to put it in the description box. Oh wait, 40 count Cocoa by Weeks Dye Works. And Cocoa is the called for color, but it's not the called for count. I'm using 40 count. And this is the old Weeks, which 40 count is easier for me than the 36, but still not my favorite to stitch on. I go a lot slower on 40 count old Weeks compared to Zweigart just because it feels more loosey-goosey. So I have a harder time being super consistent with my stitches in hand because I sew my stitches. I can get into a rhythm on Zweigart because I feel like it's, or maybe it's just because I'm more used to it. I don't know how to describe it, but the Weeks is just a little bit softer, and so I feel like I'm less accurate as I'm like scooping my stitches, so I have to pay extra attention so I don't end up splitting threads or going across 3 linen threads or 1. So I just feel like I'm slightly slower. So it's not like it's not fun. It's just not as enjoyable and as quick as other linens, but I'm not giving up on this one. I do, this will get finished. It's just going to be slower going than some of my other projects. So yeah, I'm a Zweigart girl. I like the hand-dyed linens on Zweigart, but this fabric is gorgeous and I am happy I am using it. But yeah, you know, it's like, this is one of the first samplers I started, a year and a half ago maybe. So, you know, you just learn things as you stitch and what you prefer. And so now I know I just love a Zweigart base. So that's what I tend to buy now. But yeah, this is just too pretty. So I'm definitely going to keep working on it. Okay, so my last cross stitch whip of the week It's Heartstring Samplery, Consider the Lilies. I posted a progress pic on my Instagram earlier this week. So if you follow me over on Instagram, you might have seen my updated progress, but here, I'll hold it back in one shot here. And then I'll fold it to get it up closer to you. Oh, I love this. It's so big. I worked more on that big apple tree, and then I started working on these two center motifs, these branches of flowers and this little viney cartouche that my initials and the year will go in. I am not jumping the gun and putting 2021 in there because, as I mentioned on Instagram, I was like, I will probably still be stitching on this a year from now, but I'm okay with it. It's just fun to stitch on. So yeah, I'm not gonna go ahead and try to date it 2021 and try to push to get this one done. I am just going with the flow on this one. So I will not put my year in there until I'm all the way done. But I just can't wait to get to the bottom. There's a big pink and red brick house down here that I really want to stitch. But I don't know, I'm kind of committed to the way I've been stitching, kind of going across the top first. And really what I'm trying to do now at this point, because this is a, you know, this is like a book pattern, right? So how many pages are in this thing? Are there no page numbers? Okay, well, there's no page numbers. Anyways, you know, there's a lot of pages of this chart. So I'm trying to do page finishes so I can stop flipping back and forth as much. So I think honestly what I'm probably going to do is work my way across all of the top pages and just mark them as done, and then literally paper clip them so I know I don't have to flip back to them. And then just keep working page by page across, like right to left across my sampler. Yeah, so I think that's how I'm gonna move forward, just because I'm getting really sick of flipping back and forth between pages. And I'm doing that a lot because like these center motifs are split across 2 pages. So I think that's why it's bothering me more lately, because I'm working on the center. So yeah, but I'm almost done with this page, and then I can move on to the left side of the sampler. And I've just been trying to stitch my little border flowers as I go, and I'm doing pretty good. Just missing 2 to complete that top quadrant. I am stitching this on 40 count Winter's Brew by R&R, which is the called for color, and I'm using all the called for flosses. So yeah, that's Consider the Lilies. So the only other whip I worked on this week was my Americana quilt sampler that I am working on, and I just completed one more 12-inch block. I love this one. I can't remember the name now, so I'll put it up on the screen for you. I think it's one of the blockhead blocks, and I love it. I really like doing these kind of economy block style centers. I at some point feel like I want to make a whole like kind of fussy cut economy block quilt. But yeah, so I only really made one quilt block for this quilt this week because I was mostly focused on finishing up the I Heart You quilt. So I could just, you know, fully finish the quilt top and get that one off my table and off my to-do list. So I feel like this week I'll have a lot more time to make a few more of these blocks because I really want to get some progress on this. So yeah, that was a quilting update this week. Short and sweet. Okay, so should we talk March Madness? Insert air horns and, I don't know, basketball sounds here. I was telling Rob, I was like, do you have a, like a sweatband, like a headband? And he was like, why? And I was like, because I'm going to talk about March Madness in my video this week. And he was like, why are you talking about basketball? And then I explained March Madness to him. My plan was going to be to like whip around dramatically with like a, you know, an NBA sweatband. He was like, no, I don't have one. He's like, go to Academy. But I forgot. So just please imagine me with, you know, my LeBron style sweatband on as I talk to you about March Madness, which has nothing to do with basketball, except that it's a bracket system. So anyways, okay, I'm being dumb. That was just, you know, a little behind the scenes of my brain and how do I try to make everything a party and make everything, you know, an event. But anyways, no sweatband today. But what I do have to show you is my whole March Madness bracket and a rundown of how I am going to be doing my March Madness and how you can participate and tell me what to stitch. Yeah. So let me talk about the rules or how I'm doing March Madness. Okay, so I learned about March Madness from Steel City Stitchers, who I think started doing this last year, and it just looked like a lot of fun, and I really like the idea of you guys getting to vote and tell me which project has won and gets to move on to the next round. So here is my bracket, and what I'm doing is I have 8 projects, 6 whips, and 2 new starts, and so every day for the next 8 days, well, March 1st through 8th, not today, but tomorrow, starting tomorrow, March 1st through March 8th, we'll have a project assigned to that day. And so March 1st and March 2nd are the first matchup, and my March 1st and March 2nd are Block Party, Meow, and Flamingo Bells. So what'll happen is day 1, I stitch on my Block Party. Day 2, I stitch on my new start, which is Flamingo Bells. And then on day 3, before I start day 3's project, I'll post an Instagram poll and I'll show you progress pictures of where I'm at with both of the round 1 projects, like March 1st and March 2nd, and you guys get to tell me which gets to move on to the final 4 round. So basically each project I have picked, I have a goal. Most of the goals are to finish it in the month of March. So if that project gets picked to keep moving on, then I'm going to progress towards my goal of finishing it. And so basically with all these rounds, you know, I'm going to work on each project for a day, and then you guys pick a winner. And so one of those projects is then going to get a second day, but one won't. One will just get put away for the month. And then when I'm in the final 4, those, you know, 2 projects at a time will get worked on. You guys will vote, and then 2 projects out of the 4 will make it to the finals. So then I think it's, let's see, March 15th is when I'll know my final project. And so whichever makes it to like the final, to the winner, that project is going to meet its goal in March. So I'm going to walk you through all of the projects I plan to work on in March Madness and tell you what my goal is for that project. And so then when you guys, you know, are voting in Instagram, if you want to, then yeah, you get to tell me what I need to finish this month. So I'm excited about it. I have, I think, some realistic projects, like some easy to finish ones and some stretch goals. So if a couple of these get picked, I might be a little bit nervous, but I still think I'll be able to get it done in March. So I hope that all makes sense. In order to vote, you have to be following me on Instagram. So if you don't, and you don't have Instagram, don't worry about it. I'll just keep showing my updates every week here like normal. But if you follow me over on Instagram and you want to, you know, vote on what I work on, then just pay attention to my Instagram stories every day, because I'll be posting updates of the projects and posting a poll to let you guys pick what wins and moves on to the next round. So it'll be super easy. Yeah, okay. I hope I haven't butchered that too badly. Please go watch the Steel City Stitchers video if you need more clarity, or just ask me in the comments and I will try to make it all make sense. So let me show you the projects that I picked out for March Madness. Okay, so my first matchup is a battle of the hands-on design charts. I love hands-on design. And so my first project is a old whip, and is it my earliest whip? I think it might be. This is Block Party Meow. And by the way, Kathy Haberman just released a couple more in the Block Party series. I think a Christmas and a Halloween one. And that Christmas one with the little tiny reindeer, you know, around the band is the freaking cutest. So I need to finish this one so that I can do that tiny reindeer one. Yeah, so this is my Block Party Meow. And if you remember from my Whip Parade, the reason I don't like working on this one is the Wichelt fabric, but I want the finished product. So I'm pushing through. I have about half of the band done currently. Apologies for the wrinkles. This is the halfway point of this band. So I've got about half the band done. And I have just a tiny little start on the top square. So that's just one of the little cat faces that I've started. So yeah, I've got to stitch this top square. I got to finish stitching the band, and then I can put it together. So the goal for this project is to finish all the stitching. If this makes it to be the winner of my March Madness, then the goal will be to finish all of the stitching. My stretch goal is FFO it. Depends on how long all the stitching takes. But yeah, the goal is to get a finish by the end of March. Okay, so the second project in this matchup is another hands-on design, and it's Flamingo Bells, and it is a brand new start. I'm giving myself 2 new starts during March Madness, and this is one of them. I got this before last Christmas, and I know I talked about how much I loved those little candy cane striped socks. So I really can't wait to stitch this. So this one, since it's an ornament, if this wins, my goal is to FFO it. Finish stitching and turn it into an ornament by the end of March. And I have this kitted with all of the called for flosses, and I have a piece of 37 count Russian tea cake by Legacy Linens, which this is actually kind of like a gray blue. So I don't know, I might attempt to over dye this. Maybe I'll try and dye this today a little bit gray or bluer. I don't know. Or I might just leave it as is. The colors look nice on it, so it might just stay as is, but we'll see. I'll let you know later in the week when I start this one. Okay, so my next 2 projects, the next head-to-head matchup is a Brenda Gervais face-off. And the first project in my little quilty bag is Berry Days at Thistledown Farms. And I love this. Somebody I follow on Instagram just finished this recently. Is it Ginger Shawl? I can't remember. But here is my little start on it. So if this project wins and moves on to the final, then the goal will be to complete the stitching on this. So definitely think that's a doable goal and could get this finished in March. Okay, next up in the Brenda Gervais showdown is a new start, and it's my April wordplay. Because you all know, I have my little wordplay tin, and February is the last one I have finished. So I'm putting April as a new start in my March Madness bracket. And I kind of hope this one wins. I don't know, I don't want to say that. I love Berry Days too. This is a hard matchup. I should have put this against something I thought would lose. Because I really do want to get this one stitched. Whatever, it's fine. It doesn't matter. I'll stitch what I stitch, and if it wins or doesn't win, we'll go from there. I did pick out a piece of 36 count Bramble by Picture This Plus with some of the called for and some of the ones that I just thought would look nice. This calls for so much fancy floss, and I did not have them all, but I had a lot of them, and then I just picked some other ones that I thought would look good. So yeah, I've got this one all ready to start on day 4. Okay, the third matchup doesn't really have a theme other than I felt like the colors matched. So first up is Scarlett House Autumn Alphabet. And I started this last fall and didn't quite get it finished, so I want to finish it up now. So my goal for this project, if it wins, is to FFO it. I have the black horn book that this goes on. I think it's from Homestead Needleworks as well. I'll link Homestead Needleworks below, by the way. They make a lot of finishing products for cross stitch. So I need to finish stitching and FFO this if this one wins. The next project for day 6 is Tumbleweed's old general store? Old West Dry Goods. And I love this. I got this right when it came out last year, like almost a year ago, I think, and started it. And then I just haven't really touched it since. And I really want to work on it. So it's like March Madness, perfect. There's even still a needle in this one. Oops. That's okay. So here's where I'm at. Working across the top. That's the whole width of it. So yeah, the goal for this one, if it gets picked, is to finish stitching. And I do think, I mean, there's a lot of stitching in that general store. So I do think this will be a pretty labor intensive one if it wins, but I do think it's possible to get it done. I think I could finish stitching this in March. So I'm excited to have this one on my list. Okay, so my 4th matchup, days 7 and 8. These two are both bigger projects and will probably be a bit of a stretch to finish in the month of March, but I'm very excited about giving it a go. So one of these is gonna move on to the second round at least, so that'll be fun. Let me show you. Okay, project number 7 is Little House Needleworks Early Americans. And I haven't worked on this in probably almost a year, and unacceptable, I really want to work on it. So here is where I'm at right now. I've got the first 3 blocks done and I moved over to that center block. So the goal for this project, if it wins, is to finish the center 3 blocks. So the center column. And because it's not going to be realistic for me to say I'm going to finish stitching, you know, the remaining 6 blocks, but I definitely think I could get 3 of them, 2.5 really, because I'm about halfway through that center block. So yeah, that is my Early Americans project for day 7. And I'm excited, even if this doesn't move on and win, just to work on this for a day and see how much of that center freedom block I can get done. I'm using all the called for colors on this. I love it. And I haven't worked on it in way too long. And that's another reason why I was so excited about March Madness, is I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna get a bunch of projects that I haven't worked on in a while or wanna make some progress on and think I could realistically finish, or at least, you know, in the case of Early Americans, get a good chunk done and just go for it and give myself a reason to work on some more of my older projects because I think it'll be fun. So yeah, that's Early Americans. Okay, and then day 8, ink circles after the roses. And I definitely think this one is a stretch goal as well, but that's okay. I'm gonna give it my best shot. I have a little over 25% done. And my goal, if this project wins, is to finish the stitching in the month of March. Don't worry, I have more fabric down here. But yeah, I just love this. It's stunning. It's like a tapestry. I love, love, love stitching it. It's just, it's a little fiddly because of all of the colors and the color changes and the way it's designed, but I do love it, and I really want to see this one finished. I bought this right after market last year and was obsessed, and I really want to get this one done. So I put it in my March Madness, and I was like, should my goal to be just finish half of it? And I was like, no, my goal is going to be to stitch this entire dang thing, and we'll see if it's possible if this one wins. So that's after the roses. Okay, so that's my bracket. Tomorrow I'm gonna start working on Block Party, Meow. Tuesday I'll work on Flamingo Bells. I keep having to look at my list, I can't remember. And then after those 2 days, I'll put up a poll and you'll vote on which one of those makes it to the final 4. And then we'll repeat that again on days 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then days 9 and 10, we'll have the earlier ones that won. Yeah, you'll see how it goes. Let's see, my next video will be, what, on the 6th? So I won't even be all the way through the first round by next week's video. But yeah, we'll catch up then and we'll talk about what has already won and what's moving on and how my progress is going. So if you want to be able to vote on what wins, please go follow me on Instagram at Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch. I'll link that down below for you. And yeah, I'm just really excited to get started. So yay, that's my March Madness. Okay, so we made it through the March Madness. I have one other mad thing to show you. It's not related to March Madness. I don't know why I'm calling it mad, except that I'm crazy. I almost started this last night at like 11:30 p.m. and then Rob was like, what are you doing? Let's just relax and then start it tomorrow. So today, the last day of freedom before March Madness, I'm gonna do a new start. And that means I'm not really gonna be able to work on it after today, but I don't care. I've been talking about wanting to start it for the past couple of weeks. Oh, these project bags, man. I always say I'm gonna get new ones. I mean, I've been making a ton of them, but I still have too many projects. I need these. Okay, there it goes. Labor for learning. I've been talking about it. I've been wanting to start it. It's getting started. It's just happening today. I'm gonna try and stitch one of those birds. Maybe work my way down to an urn. That's my goal for today. I love it. Love, love, love. I picked out a piece of, let's see, Nougat, Seraphim Fabrics, 36 count Nougat. Tucked a needle in. I've got all my flosses. I need to get a ring. Ooh. I've got all the flosses. Look at all those colors on my little Nougat. And yeah, it's starting today. So I'm gonna have so many projects to show you guys next week. I'm gonna have this new start today and then a new whip every single day next week, Monday through Saturday, until I see you on Sunday. So get ready, next week's video. It's gonna have a lot of projects. It's gonna be like a little mini whip parade. Okay, I think that's all the stitching. So I'm gonna show you some really fun haul. Finally, I got 2 of the packages I've been waiting on. I still have 2 floating out in Never Never Land. I have a fat quarter shop that just shipped today. Fat quarter shop order. I missed a word in there. And yeah, so hopefully I'll have some more haul upcoming, but I got some fun stuff. I had ordered the missing fabrics for my I Heart You quilt, and it was only a few weeks ago that I ordered it, but I had forgotten what else I had put in that order, and then it came and I was like, what else is in this bag? Oh my gosh, look at this fabric. It's little black cats dressed for Halloween. If this doesn't scream project bag, I don't know what does. Yeah, so I bought a yard of that. Christmas flamingos. Yep. Bought a yard of that. Brightly color. Oh my gosh, this was so cool. Measuring tapes in all kinds of fun colors. Yes, please. How cute is this? Oh my gosh. Look at that. I think these colors are my favorites, but I love the pink. Oh, I don't know what I'm gonna make. Probably project bags. Oh, but like how many project bags can I really make myself? I think I have like 10 homemade project bags at this point, but you know, I have like 30 something whips, so I guess I need 20 more. We'll see. And then I bought Pokemon fabric. My nephews, Andy and Charlie, are Pokemon obsessed, and they sing me the theme song all the time. If you watch my Instagram stories, I attempted to sing the Pokemon theme song the other night while talking about this fabric, and I did a terrible job. But that's okay. So I think I'm gonna make them some pillowcases for their bed out of this, or I was also maybe thinking about one of those little drawstring bag backpacks for little kids so they could put like toys and stuff in it. I don't know. I'm gonna make them something with some Pokemon fabric. Oh my gosh, speaking of little Mr. Andrew and Charles, I needed to go to Michael's yesterday to pick out a frame for one of my finished cross stitch pieces. And I knew Allison was kind of tired and wanted to take a nap. And so I was like, hey, can I take your kids with me to Michael's? And she was like, yes, please. So we got their baby masks, my mask, and we ran over to Michael's. And they were so patient and, stood with me at the framing counter and helped me pick out a frame. And then I took them over to the kids section where they have like the coloring books and the regular books, like all the just the kind of kids stuff, right, at Michael's. They were so funny. And I told them, like, let's pick out a coloring book. Let's bring a coloring book home and then you can have, something fun to do. Well, of course, like, Andy's 3 and is delighted by anything. So he found a Mickey and Minnie coloring book that was like $3 and was like, I love it. It has all them. It's Daisy, Aunt Liz, Daisy's in here. And I'm like, good baby. I'm glad you're so happy. But Charlie is 5 and he wanted everything in the store. He's like, Aunt Liz, why would you bring me to this place that has everything I want if I can't have it all? I'm like, I'll give it all to you, except, his mom would kill me if I brought him home with everything. But he found a like Pokemon encyclopedia that was just, this like thick book of just every single Pokemon. And so I let him get that. And then I got them a Lego set to put together. So it was just so funny, like just the differences. Like Andy saw the first Mickey and Minnie coloring book and that was it. His whole world was good. And then Charlie's like, how much can I buy? He's like, I want all the things. And I'm like, I understand, baby. Sometimes I'm like that at a cross stitch store, but not today. Yeah, so we had fun yesterday. They're so cute. And then we went to Starbucks and I got them strawberry lemonades and they were, just delighted. They're so fun to hang out with. They're so easy to please right now. Charlie and Andy never get older. Okay, so also this week I got an order from Needle Case Goodies on Etsy. And I got 2 Brenda Gervais charts. One is Forever and Ever. And I was totally enabled by Nicole from Nicole's Needlework. She stitched just the smaller design that's included, this version, and I loved it. I was like, oh yeah, I want to do that. Because I do love the full piece, but yeah. I just really want to do this little small version. I think it's so pretty. So I bought this chart and then I've seen this one on so many people's channels and I finally was like, you know what? I'm just going to add this to my stash. Summer at Cherry Hill. It's so pretty. So, that red dress, I wonder what color that is. Chili pepper, it looks like. Yeah, wow. Looks like chili pepper is used for that dress. It's so pretty. And then I got a couple pieces of fabric and, oh, I wonder if I have my receipt. Dang it. I'll look it up later and put it on the screen when I'm editing. But I got this fat quarter of fabric and it's a 32 count hand dyed, I think it's Mountain Air is maybe the brand. But I'm so crazy. I just thought like, oh, maybe in the future, if I ever want to do another fancy lady, maybe this would be a good background. I don't know. I don't have plans to do another Mirabilia. I'm still solidly at the beginning of my first one. But I did buy this 32 count fabric because I thought it looked pretty. And then I kind of found like a treasure for me. So you may know, because I've talked about it before, I really, really love Birds of a Feather charts, and they are sadly out of print. The designer is no longer alive. And so when you see them, you kind of have to buy them because, they're not ever going to be reprinted. So they're hard to find. And maybe a few months ago, Kitten Stitcher had a lot of new old stock on our site, and I bought a bunch of charts, and I've bought some from 123 Stitch and stuff a couple years ago. But this fabric that I found on Needle Case Goodies is a Birds of a Feather hand-dyed fabric called Sparrow, and it is a gorgeous brown black. And I was beyond thrilled to find it. This is a full yard. I would have probably just bought a fat half, but they were selling it as a full yard, and this is 40 count, which I believe 36 was sold out. So I think my options were 32 and 40. I would have preferred 36, but I ended up getting 40 count. I really hope I'm able to stitch on this okay. I mean, I can stitch on the Fabrics by Stephanie, but that is 32. I'm sure I'll be fine. But this is a 40 count, and I just love it. And I know it's so much fabric. I don't know when I'm going to use it all, but I do have several birds of a feather charts that call for sparrow, and I just thought I would show you a few. This is the first one I want to stitch and that I've had kitted up previously. I previously had it kitted with Havana from Weeks Dye Works, which you can see is a lot lighter of a brown, but it calls for sparrow. So I'm so excited that I'm going to be able to start that on my 40 count sparrow. And then I also have a few other charts that call for it. One of their snow day stockings. Oh, this one I really want to stitch for Halloween. Beware of Cat. Although, I don't know. Actually, I kind of feel like the Havana might be cool with this one. This does call for sparrow, but I don't know. We'll see. But I have this one that calls for sparrow. And then I have special delivery Christmas stocking that calls for sparrow. So I don't know. I just thought that was so cool that I was able to find that fabric. I'm sure it was dyed, you know, 10, 15, whatever years ago. And I'm just glad Needle Case Goodies had it, and I'm just excited. I don't know. I'm just excited to have it. How many times am I going to say excited? And I don't know. Oh, I'm being such a weirdo. It's the end of the video and I'm getting weird. Yeah, I think that's all my haul though. Yeah, I'm really excited. I really want my fat quarter shop order to get here because it has my Lori Holt Farm Girl Vintage 2 book. And I know I talked to you guys last week about the bag along that Nicola and I from Mumble Stitches are planning to do. And she sent me a sneak peek of the bag she's working on. It's so good. We are going to use the hashtag Project Bag Along. I'll put it on the screen. I'll put it down below. If any of you guys want to join in and make quilted project bags with us, please join us. It's gonna be so fun. I wish my book was here so I could get started, but I think it's supposed to be coming middle of this week, like maybe Wednesday. So I'm hoping to get a start on my quilted bag for next week's video. And yeah, and I'm gonna have, oh my gosh, but I have so much March Madness. This week's gonna be crazy. I wonder what I'm actually realistically gonna be able to get done. I don't know. I guess you're gonna have to come back next Sunday and find out. Yeah, I think that's all I have to say. I think I've covered everything. Who knows? Yeah, thank you guys so much for joining me this week. I am very excited about this upcoming week. I'm very excited about March Madness. I really hope people vote in my little Instagram story polls because I am gonna abide by that. You know, even if only one of you ever votes, you know, then what you pick is winning. And I'll post the results, you know, as everything wraps up, and you'll get to follow along, and next Sunday come back and see what I've been up to. So yeah, that's it. I'll talk to you next week. Bye.